Hello and welcome back to Jams. Welcome to the Battlefront II exploration. Showcase, I suppose. Yeah, showcase, that's the word. Anyway, so this is the second game, hence, 2. Battlefront 1 was a really good game. It had a few flaws, was somewhat limited in the amount of maps and kind of the things you could do and that sort of thing. But it built off of games like Battlefield and the early Call of Duties. So the main thing with Battlefront 2 is that you can get space missions, you can get other types of missions, and you can put heroes in. Heroes were a thing in the original Battlefront game. Essentially they were these immortal characters which just wandered about the map nailing you. The only way to kill them really was to get them blasted off an edge with a grenade, which was very difficult to do. I did it once ever. Managed to kill Darth Vader, which was, it was a good feeling, I'm not going to lie. I think as a 12-year-old I screenshotted it and sent it to all my friends on what at the time was MySpace. Where was I? I digress. So you get your standard conquest, which is what you've seen in the combat phase of the game before. Capture the flag mission, which I assume you're all familiar with. If you aren't, well, go away and become familiar with it and then come back. Assault, this is the space missions. And the hunt, which is pretty cool, I'll go through that in a bit, but it's essentially like using the planet's natives to fight each other. So you can set a thing on Mos Eisley where you fight Jawas and Tusken Raiders, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go through a space mission first. As you can see with the space missions, you get capture the flag, an assault, which is destroy destroy enemies, critical systems, frigates, blah 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 blah. So you bomb the crap out of them. So let's go. Unfortunately, the space missions, because we never saw space in Felucia in the original trilogy, we don't have an option to play this as Galactic Civil War. On the other hand, we didn't see Hoth in the prequel trilogy, so we don't have an option to play this as Clone Wars era. So let's go for Galactic Civil War to start with, and I'll explain a bit more once we get into the game. So here we are. Essentially, there's going to be a big battleship that we fly out of. The best bet, I'm going to go Rebels. This is quite a simple mission, so sometimes there are kind of flanking gunships that happen. There are classes again, so you get pilots or marines dependent on kind of your angle of attack. So what you can do is, as a pilot, your ship heals. So clearly your kind of main aim is to just dogfight and bomb the enemy ship. On the other hand, I like to do... Where's the map gone? Alright, yeah, okay, so there are these kind of... You see the Victory class frigate there? They suck. They're essentially mobile weapons platforms which will nail you pretty quickly. Now, I went for a Marine because I think the best way to win these maps is to get inside the enemy ship. You can fly in the enemy hangar and just kill them from the inside, which frankly is easier than cocking about with all this space nonsense. And it's just a matter of finding where the enemy have decided to put the hole in their ship. Where's it gone? Ah, come on. Worst pilot ever. The controls for this are really awkward unless you've got a joystick, which I don't. So you'll have to apologise. Yes, you'll have to apologise, because that's exactly what I meant. No, I'll have to apologise for the general bad flying which I've just been exhibiting. So here you go, you can fly in, land, pop myself out. Ooh, just nearly shoot my wingman. So the first thing to do when you get in is to destroy these auto turrets and make sure you nail any of the other Imperials. There will be these random Imperials lying about. Most of the pilots will be too busy running away from you to be bothered by anything you're doing. However, they will spawn Marines occasionally, which are reasonably dangerous, but provided you're good enough in this game to fight somebody one-on-one, then you're pretty much laughing, particularly if you've got this kind of bullet bait knocking about. So, just so everybody else doesn't have all the glory, destroy the shields last. If you want to help people, by all means, destroy the shields first. But I quite like just getting all the points and stuff for myself. So you stand here with a missile launcher and blow the crap out of these. Are the engine cooling tanks, and if you blow them up, then the engine overheats. And anyone that's familiar with sci-fi at all knows what happens when the engines overheat. Irritatingly, they don't give you enough. They don't give you the ability to carry enough ammunition, like as far as missiles and grenades go, to actually blow up each of the systems. The idea is so that you have to go out and then back again. So as you can see from that, I got an award because I got a certain number of points. I got your damage reduction, which is pretty good. So basically, the more things I destroy, the longer I can stay alive on the ship, and the more things I can destroy. These auto turrets, you can see it there, that I'm kind of pointing out, they regenerate, which is kind of irritating. So sort of fire wildly in their general direction. And then they can't regen, which is nice. As with the ground missions, where you had to take command posts, view these life support systems, the whatever I'm blowing up, as command posts. You get points for doing it. So you see we jumped from 49 to 60, which is pretty good. Basically, the more people that I kill and the more systems I destroy, the more points you get, and once you get to 180 you win. So this way of doing it's kind of cheap, because as you can see there's very little kind of space and very little flying involved with this. I essentially turn it into a brief flying phase where I get into a ground mission. As I say, if I could plug in some kind of joystick, it would make things a lot easier. I've tried it with a gamepad and it's as difficult. The problem is you get to move left and right, you look, you have to keep pressing forwards to kind of fly forwards, which I kind of is, yeah, it's fair enough. Oh, they've noticed we're doing things now, but I've got the elite rifle and they're knackered. Come here, epoxy thing. Not even needing to try here. Oh, that was a missile. How did he not notice that? Also, you can kind of see the AI is a bit stupid, but I'm not going to complain. So I was like, yes, the fighter pilots in that are pretty difficult to control, so usually what I do is I turn it into a ground mission. Oh, stop that. Oh, Christ. Mostly because I'm better at the ground mission fighting. So now I've blown up basically everything in here that's really worth blowing up. The only thing now that's really worth me doing is either I can hop on these auto turret controls like this and start using their own ship stuff against them, but as you can see I start taking damage because the Imperials recognise from the outside that this turret is in fact me. And turret overheats, it gets a bit boring quite quickly. So what I like to do is hang about here. Each one of these bombers will take 3 of my rockets to blow up. So I wait until it's just about blown up, and this guy's going to run across. Hopefully he doesn't get in the interceptor. There we go. Time the rocket, and damn it, missed. So the idea is you blow it up just as he gets into it, which counts as having a ship destroyed, which causes the bad guys to lose points. Problem is keeping the guys off the ship until really you're ready, and then timing it right. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Bollocks. Alternately, it's as fun to just kind of stand here and kill people. Sod off. God damn it. In fact, I might just get in this. I can't. Oh, I'm gonna die. So you can get in the, for want of a better word, the bad guys' ships, and fly about, but it's immediately apparent who's a good guy and who isn't. Oh, and when they shot me. Great. So let's go for a pilot. The pilots are capable of doing the whole landing inside the ship and shooting people. They have time bombs which they put down, and it counts down and then it goes boom. You know how you'd really expect a time bomb to work. Whoops! I just killed that guy. There we go. So the A-wings are, oh my god, the A-wings are anti-TIE fighter, are anti-TIE fighter or anti-TIE bomber craft. Problem is they're pretty weak against, well, anything. Come on. You get fairly standard with, you know, sci-fi-y, spacey, fighting-y bits and bobs. You get missiles, lasers, you know, it's fairly standard. Press Q and you can lock on. The lasers do a lot of damage, but as you can see, my ship gets destroyed relatively easily. Don't seem to have a problem nailing it. In between that, you get your, in between the bomber that we flew last time and that, the A-wing, you get an X-wing, which is kind of a little of both. So let's go for this. Missile lock. So you get missiles, the laser doesn't do as much damage, we're slower, but we do generally better, I feel. Oh, lasers over here, ideal. Missiles, joy. So the missiles are fairly easy to dodge. With the boost button, the same as the sprint button, you seem to get a kind of a ship endurance bar, and you can perform kind of tricks with it. They're fairly easy to get away from. It's really a matter of identifying who's trying to shoot you, and then shooting them. What you can also do is kind of skim along the surface here. And you see those are the auto turrets I was in earlier. Or you can use the X-Wings proton torpedoes to, I don't know, say cock up this. Does a reasonable amount of damage. Not as much damage as a bomber. So your X-Wing is a kind of very middle of the road craft. So yeah, controlling this is a bit of a pain in the ass. So your A and your D control kind of pitch. Everything else is kind of controlled from the mouse, with the exception of deceleration, which is S, and acceleration, which is W, and of course, you know, the kind of sprinty things. Oh, and I get nailed. Ideal. So it's a little awkward to fly. I find myself needing a lot of mouse room, which sucks. I imagine, as I say, it would be easier if I had some kind of joystick, but I don't. Gamepads, as I say, don't seem to do very well. You seem to end up with the same thing. You kind of have to lean forwards on one of the sticks or all the rest of it. I mean, you can go and reassign the buttons, but I just couldn't be asked. It's just easier to play it like this. So this is the bomber, the rebel bomber, the Y-wing. And that's not... there you go. There you go. Right keys. You get loads of points if you... there you go. If you blow up the cruisers there, and you get Han popping over the radio with his yee-haw. I assume it's meant to be Han. Doesn't sound a great deal like Harrison Ford, but you know, I'll forgive them for that. My main complaint about this game is that this happens. So right now I want to get out of the game, right? So I want to press escape and I want to go quit and all the rest of it. So yeah, that'd all be, you know, well and good if the game didn't crash. I mean, at least it's predictable, at least it doesn't do a Tyrannia on me and just go boom. But what it does is when you get a loading screen, just go no. So join me next time and we'll go through some more of the features of Battlefront 2. See you later. Bye.